One common mistake that startups in California make that can be very costly is paying their employees with equity only and not compensating those employees with actual money wages, at least not for a while. And although there are a few states out there that have enacted laws that allow employers to do this with respect to those employees who hold a certain percentage of ownership in the company, such as co-founders and top-level managers, California does not have that kind of law. California does not have that kind of exception, at least not yet. And the California law on this point is very clear. You have to pay all of your workers for every hour they work at least minimum wage. And the fact that you cannot afford it, for example, is not a legal defense. And the fact that the equity, that the stock options that you're granting to your employees has a good chance of being worth much more than minimum wage in the future is also not a valid legal defense, because those options do not have any immediate value today. They're not considered money. Finally, the fact that you, as a founder of the company or as a CEO or as both, the fact that you're not drawing any salary, the fact that you're only taking options right now is also not a valid defense. Just because you decided or you chose not to get paid, this does not mean that not paying your employees would be legal. Now, how can it get very costly? How can it get very expensive? Well, let's say you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 employees who are only compensated with equity for a year or for 2 years until you get the funding that you need in order to pay them. Imagine that one day, one of them, or even worse, all of them, get up and they go to the labor commissioner or to court and they say that you haven't paid them, and they all file claims for minimum wage and for interest and for all kinds of penalties. It's easy to see when you multiply all the hours they work by at least minimum wage how it can turn into a significant amount. So, as of today, under California law, you have to pay all of your employees at least minimum wage, regardless of your financial situation and regardless of how you choose to compensate yourself as the owner of that company. Thank you.